What is up, everyone? JGait here, and I'm back with another episode of JGait Sports Talk. Hope everyone's having a good day. Got some topics to cover, so let's get to it. First topic everyone is talking about. Starting lineups were recently unveiled for the 2017 NBA All-Star Game. For the East, starting Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, and the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, now for the West, Stephen Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis. But the one thing everyone is talking about is how Russell Westbrook got snubbed, of All-Star starting lineup nomination. I mean, I can understand why people are upset over that, because the guy is averaging a triple-double in the season so far. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. I mean, how could he not be in the starting lineup? Like, I could understand Curry and Harden, because those guys are freaking unbelievable players. Harden is most definitely going to be MVP candidate, as well as Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. I'll give him credit for that. But I mean, I could have replaced Anthony Davis with Westbrook. I mean, sure, Davis having a great year so far, but Westbrook, he's just been very unbelievable. And I don't know. All right, moving on. Going to talk about a little action in the NBA from last night. We're going to start with the Knicks and the Wizards. Wizards won 113-110. Star of that game, John Wall, 29 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, the Knicks have really had a downturn for the season. I mean, they really have some work to do. And a lot of people were talking about how Carmelo should waive his no-trade clause, and he should just get out of New York. But I mean, since he had the talks with Knicks president Phil Jackson, I say just leave it be. Let it be until something else comes up. Because, just stay positive, Knicks fans. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stay positive. Carmelo was, as usual, himself, 34 points, 10 rebounds. Derrick Rose, 20 points. Okay, moving on. On to the Spurs and Nuggets. Spurs won 118-104. And who can forget the moment Popovich was ejected? My God, that was epic. That's all I got to say about it. Not going to get into it that much. It was just epic. I mean, what more can I say? Kawhi Leonard had another great game. 34 points, 5 rebounds. David Lee, 10 points and 16 rebounds. I mean, what more can you say? All right, moving on to our last NBA coverage game, which I watched last night. Clippers and Timberwolves. Minnesota won a nail-biter, 104-101. Karl-Anthony Towns still doing amazing stuff on the court. 37 points, 12 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins, 27 points. It all overshadowed DeAndre Jordan's 29 points, Austin Rivers 20 points. I mean, the Clippers have had their up and down season so far. I mean, they got more bad news. Chris Paul will be out 6 to 8 weeks with thumb issue. But this has happened to him before. So obviously he'll recover. It'll just take a little time though. And I encourage those fans, Clippers fans, you still got a strong team. I mean, see what happens at the end of the season. Alright, moving on. We're going to be sliding on over to the NFL. This Sunday, 2 important games. Packers versus the Falcons and Steelers versus the Patriots. Those are going to be epic series matchups. Aaron Rodgers, he's expected to do well. I mean, Green Bay and Atlanta, it's MVP against MVP. Got my man Matt Ryan, who threw 38 touchdowns this season. I mean, I had him on fantasy, in case I didn't tell you. Oh yeah, I told you. He was on my fantasy team. And I'm going to expect him to be doing great stuff. But I'm hoping that this will be a good game. Because like I said, it's MVP against MVP. Now, Steelers and Patriots, that's going to be a dynamite. Because you got Brady and Big Ben. And who knows how this game is going to go. Maybe it'll go back and forth. We don't know for sure. But if it does, it would be epic. Alright. Moving on to the last topic for today. We're going to be going on over to the MLB. Hall of Fame candidates were recently announced. And I'd like to congratulate Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, and Ivan Pudge Rodriguez for their election into the Hall of Fame. Tim Raines, I gotta say, he was the most deserving because this was his final year on the ballot. I'll just go over to you his stats. 7-time All-Star, 5th all-time in stolen bases, National League batting title in 1986, also a Silver Slugger, and a Gold Glove Award in 94. Played for the Expos, White Sox, Yankees, Athletics, and the Marlins. In a career that spanned 4 decades, 1979 to 2002. Now, moving on to Jeff Bagwell, spent his entire career Houston Astros, 1991 to 2005. 4-time All-Star, 1991 Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove Award, 3-time Silver Slugger, National League MVP in 94. 449 home runs. I mean, what more could you ask for? This was his 7th year on the ballot, so he was very deserving. And lastly, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. This was his 1st year on the ballot. 14-time All-Star, 13 Gold Gloves, 7 Silver Sluggers, American League MVP in 1999. Dude's friggin' legend. Now, before I leave, I'll just go over the percent of votage. Jeff Bagwell got the highest with 86.2% of the vote. Tim Raines got 86%, and Pudge got 76%. Now, I thought there were some guys who were deserving. Trevor Hoffman, for one. He could have gotten in this year, but there's always next year. And Vladimir Guerrero. But, you know, the baseball writers, they make their ballots the way they want to. They vote for who they want to. But I was surprised to see how Bonds and Clemens moved up in the voting percentage. Like, I was a little surprised by that. And who knows if they'll ever get in. Maybe, maybe not, with the way the rules have changed in the voting process. Okay, so that ends this episode of JGait Sports Talk. I will be back soon. I will be very back soon. Now, to all you sports fans, peace out.